New York is one of the most recognizable and visited cities in the world. Its skyline isn't just a backdrop, it's an icon of modern culture. It's constantly changing, growing, and evolving, just like the city itself. But one sentence has changed how it will look forever, and ignited a hidden battle for supremacy in the sky. New York welcomed almost 67 million tourists in 2018, and they spent over $47 billion. Tourism isn't just an industry, it's a gold rush. Every theater, museum, restaurant, and nightclub wants a piece of it. And developers, they want in too. But here's the real question. In a city already overflowing with icons, how do you actually stand out? That's the problem. Developers look at buildings like the Empire State Building and the World Trade Center and want their buildings to become as iconic as them. But they are constrained by demand for offices and housing. The easiest way to do this is to build another rectangular tower, but that doesn't stand out. To combat this, over the last 100 years, developers have looked to bring in some of the greatest architects in the world to build unique buildings or taller buildings to entice purchases of units. They have been constantly striving to build fancier apartments, more impressive structures, or something taller than the rest. They spend billions on air rights and neighboring plots just to build the most eye-catching structures they can. But this doesn't solve the tourism issue. How do you make an office block a tourist attraction? You can't exactly slap a gift shop in the lobby. There seemed to be no economical solution until one day in 2013. The shareholders of the Empire State Building decided to go public. Finally, the secrets of how New York's most iconic building operated would be revealed. The company sold 71.5 million shares and, along with it, released its earnings. Something pricked up the ears of rival developers, the Empire State Building observation deck. It makes the building millions per year. In fact, it made over $130 million in 2020. Would you have guessed that the view was worth more than the offices inside? This started an arms race for observation decks in the city. Suddenly, the blueprint was clear.
And here it is, the view from the top floor, stunning in every direction.
Get ready to enjoy New York City's famous skyline from new heights.
And it is a great view, to say the least. Summit One Vanderbilt Midtown open to the public today, looking out from the observation deck on the 93rd floor.
One World Trade Center opened with an observation deck, as did 30 Hudson Yards and One Vanderbilt. The new One Times Square is also expected to have an observation deck. They're a genius solution for buildings to generate tourist income without affecting the tenants. All it requires is a second entrance and a private observation deck elevator. They have quickly become a necessity for any super tall building in the city, and there are now amusement rides on observation decks, immersive experiences, glass floors, nightclubs, and restaurants. Developments are trying to one-up each other to gain more market share and are charging extortionate prices, and we can expect to see even more of it in the future. There's a bunch of super tall developments in the works, and you can bet they'll have observation decks too. Especially since the pandemic, tourism has become an industry that developers are trying to tap into. While hotels are on the rise, with a 90% occupancy rate, offices are struggling. Demand has faltered thanks to work-from-home schemes, decrease in profits, and a poor economic situation. In 2023, there was 74 million square feet of empty offices in the city. That's 26 Empire State Buildings. Observation decks seem to be a good way to combat this in commercial buildings, but apartment building developers still have a multi-million-dollar question to ask themselves. Do they build an exclusive penthouse at the top and hope it sells, or do they cover themselves and build an observation deck? If the penthouse sells, the building becomes one of the most exclusive addresses in the city. But if it doesn't, they could have lost millions in observation deck profits. 111 West 57th's penthouse is still empty, sitting at $110 million. The building was completed in 2022. Imagine it made half of the Empire State Building's observation deck profits in this time. They'd have made over $150 million by now. Nearly half of the luxury units in the 7 Billionaires Row buildings are empty. Should they have chosen an observation deck? Thank you very much for watching. We'll be posting as many interesting stories we can find, and every subscriber, like, and comment helps us to increase our production value, research, and script writing. So if you learned something new, please consider helping us out.